Last time on Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright.
If you wish to know our purpose, there are certain other things you must first understand.
The purpose behind the shades?
Rest assured you will not get the answer from me. As the saying goes, the witch is in your court, defender.
What?
I actually don't think that's a statement or an expression that anyone has ever uttered ever, but alright. Sounds like Darklaw's challenging me to figure this out. Challenge accepted.
Wait. Taylor. Taylor, no! She doesn't know what she's done.
Since I arrived here in Labyrinthia, there's been no shortage of really strange events. Ignace, Demir, Godor, Goldor, and now Grandworm in this town, witches are arrested and made to participate in witch trials. They are then sentenced to death by fire, but none of those witches actually died. That supposed death by fire wasn't real, and neither is magic. It doesn't really exist. It means that all of the magic you've seen in this town was made up by a writer. Was nothing more than an illusion created and put into motion by the shades.
What?
We have but one more weapon at our disposal with which to uncover the truth. Our ability to solve oh, you aren't very good at that.
Oof.
Whoops.
Hey, I've got it, Nick.
Hint coins?
Actually.
Oh, yeah. Remember.
Dude, we wanted to. She never made a peep.
Remember.
I like how he said we gotta focus on Darklaw, then focus on Kira, then we go back to Darklaw, and now it somehow circles back around to no, we gotta talk to Kira again. Thank you, Dark.
Go on, Sarah. You may now say your line. Now that you've been interrupted, what, 3 times?
All right. Remember, in a witch trial, you
And Taylor, that's 4 times!
Remember, in a witch trial, you can cross-examine 2 witnesses at the same time.
Being able to have a look at 2 testimonies side by side is bound to turn up a contradiction somewhere.
And that contradiction should provide us with a much-needed clue.
Though, Professor, I have to admit, saying this, like, across the courtroom to each other sort of undermines the idea that they would be taken by surprise when we do this, but, you know.
I would now like to call the final witness to the stand. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I give you this trial's final witness, the storyteller. Hello and welcome to another episode of Disillusion Plays Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah.
Nice. Taylor.
Oh, I'm sorry, were you expecting me to do something, Pete?
I was expecting you to not wander off, but obviously you're so distracted.
Here we go.
I'm Pete.
Oh, no, I was just, going tit for tat.
I'm Pete.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Taylor.
Cool. Let's jump into the video, shall we, people?
Revenge.
I'm just not going to acknowledge it. Then maybe it'll go away.
Revenge.
So yes,
Revenge.
those of you with memories that aren't complete arse might remember that last time we were introduced to the storyteller once again.
Yes, he made a
Yes.
reappearance.
He did.
Epilogue of the first story.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I've had my mind blown. I've about regained some sort of sanity, but I'm still confused.
They've Chris Angeled me all the way to hell and back. My mind is freaked.
I don't quite know what to say.
Hello, sir.
I am
Truly shocked at death.
to see the storyteller again, alive and well.
Rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated. This was unexpected by me too, as I did not plan to appear before you all again.
And I put a spanner in those works.
Yes. I was convinced that you would all see the last of me at the parade.
But this is the trial for your murder,
Yes.
and you are alive.
Oh,
Correct.
God!
I'm so confused.
Golden Betty!
I don't even
This
know
is
what
all
to do.
kinds of cattywampus.
I don't even know what to do anymore now. There's no point
I feel like I should
here.
throw the case out. But we just got Doc Law on the witness stand, and I am so curious to hear what she has to say.
I mean, really, by all accounts, you're alive, so technically there wasn't a murder, so technically I shouldn't be here. I should be at home with Mrs. Judge, but there we go.
But-
I'm curious now and I'm invested, so I'm going to stay.
That's the thing, isn't it? Well, we've got this far. We have to get to the end.
It's sunk cost fallacy at this point. Wordsmith can have her for another night, I suppose.
Did someone say I could have her for another night?
No, Wordsmith. Yeah, see? No one was killed. So let's call this whole thing off and never have witch trials again.
What? Whoa, Maya, take it easy. We're still in court, remember?
But what's the point of this? The storyteller wasn't killed.
I mean, she is right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haspella would never do anything to harm her dad.
Objection.
Oh,
Are
dang
you
it.
saying she would?
If only it was as simple as that to end this trial. If only it was as simple as that to end this trial. However, it is not, Miss Fay.
But, Professor!
Search your memory, and you will know the reason why. The crime Miss Cantabella is accused of is not just murder. The purpose of the Witches' Court is to sentence the witches for what they are. Isn't that right, Mr. Storyteller? I fully intend to expose the true identity of Bizella. I thought I had already, but whatever. And this would not be possible without you, Mr. Storyteller, on the witness stand.
I see. And so you assumed the role of an inquisitor just to lure me here?
Be that as it may, the Inquisition still maintains that
The Spanish Inquisition?
nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Espella Cantabella is the great witch Bizella.
Now come, that would be too simple a rhyme. That would be a very hackneyed story, surely.
Your writing is terrible.
Turns out that the storyteller's actually been using generative AI this entire time.
No.
Oh, how dare you, sir!
He's just there. He's just like, okay,
That's
I just
just
want to.
rude.
Okay, daughter, great witch, write me a story. Go.
How very dare you, sir?
Dad?
It's been a long time, Aspella. 4 years, in fact.
That doesn't feel like that long a time. Wait a minute, what?
It's a long time not to see your daughter.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I believe
yes.
it's how long you've been playing this game as well.
How, 4 years?
memory
Like,
serves.
does it feel like long enough to then be like, oh yeah, you're the great witch. Bye.
You must have experienced many hardships living among the townsfolk. This daughter of mine never fits in with the others, no matter how hard she tries. What was that? Was someone coughing in the middle of my monologue, my dramatic monologue?
I'm sorry, it's the smoke.
All these plumes of smoke, invisible smoke.
No, it wasn't quite like that. There were people who supported me. Aunt Patty was very kind, and the customers who came to a bakery were nice to me.
I'm happy to hear that. I wanted to watch over you ever since you left for the town. But in the end, I failed to do so. I had no idea of what was happening to you. I am very sorry, Aspella.
Oh, Dad,
I was
Dad.
I was I was
do you have a frog in your throat?
No, and I was I can't do it.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think he's trying to say wrong, guys. It's also really weird to me, just again, obviously the sort of the fantasy aesthetic, and then she's calling him Dad.
Yeah,
Not father.
Yeah,
It
it feels wrong saying that.
Yeah, it's just weird. Oh, Dad, you don't need to apologize. It's like, what?
Oh, Dad, you don't need to apologize to me for anything. It's me that owes you an apology. I was trying to hurt you.
What?
It was all my fault, not yours. There's no reason for you to blame yourself.
Dad, I'm happy we got to talk.
Yes, my only regret is that it has to happen over a pit of fire that is burning behind me.
And that inevitably you do still have to go into it, so excuse me, it was nice knowing you, bye.
Aspella.
You were so busy writing everyone's stories that we stopped talking to each other. Before, it was different. You used to have time for me.
I like the judge is just sitting there. He's like,
This isn't really part of the court proceedings, but I can't bring myself to interrupt.
It's just so juicy.
It's just like, oh, I've got to listen to the goss.
Wait till I tell Mrs.
So
Judge.
touching and heartwarming. Please forgive me. Why did it have to come to this?
Mr. Storyteller, it's time to put everything in order now. The townsfolk and your daughter deserve to know the truth. The truth about yourself and the story.
Yes. I suppose it is time I told you the truth. This is all an elaborate simulation.
I'm gonna say, like, he just does a gesture, and then suddenly the walls all fall down, and we're actually aboard a space station.
Oh my god.
Secretly, you've all been recorded for public amusement.
Oh, Jesus.
Your Honor!
Yes, Mr. Storyteller.
I like that it's the Mister.
Let us begin. In this trial, I shall be judged.
Well,
Judge is like,
Okay.
but you rank high, but you outrank me.
this is a little awkward.
But can a man judge a god? I don't understand.
Understood.
He's like, okay, that's enough of the music. Bop.
Silence! The witness shall testify.
People of Labyrinthia who have gathered in this court, I will now tell you the true story. Many of you will certainly find, some of you may die, but it is a risk I am prepared to take. Many of you will certainly find it hard to believe and difficult to accept. Nevertheless, I ask you to please lend me your ear and listen with open minds. Aspella, my dear daughter, I ask you to do the same too.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
Well, that sounds
come on, storyteller.
decisively not
Although
fantasy-like.
you know me as the storyteller, I have one more identity. I am the president of Labrelum Inc.
It's freaking Westworld over here. Oh my god, it is. Oh
Taylor,
my.
read it.
What?
This whole town is one of Labrelum's research facilities.
I'm sorry, what?
It may be hard for you to comprehend.
It's hard for me to comprehend.
This land is rich in a very special substance, which affects everyone who lives here.
Now, the question is...
White powder.
Is it the white powder? Is it spice?
Spice!
The spice must flow.
Oh, and all of us.
Nissan Algabe.
Oh, I was gonna reference another, but I can't remember what the one from Armored Core is. God.
Fear is the mind killer? Oh.
No, it's the Armored Core. It's the other sort of spicy thing. It's like a. Oh well, it's too late. It's another spice-like thing.
Right.
And it's I forget.
I don't know.
Oh well. The thought's there. The joke's ruined.
British
What else
people
is new?
forgetting about spice. Well, that's not news, is it?
Oof. How dare you, sir?
The substance enables the manipulation of people's minds. And that is what Labrelum is researching. This experiment began 10 years ago. The townsfolk all became test subjects.
Boom.
What the bloody
You what?
I'm sorry, what? Beg pardon?
What is an ink?
Then wait, all the dinner I've served these last 10 years. Has it all been a dream? Or have I made my dream a reality? Ye gods.
Wordsmith broke the system.
Caught in this landslide, no escape from reality.
Easy come, easy go.
Excuse me, would you mind not doing bloody Bohemian Rhapsody when I'm trying
See,
to...
and that confirms it. The fact that the judge knew that it was Bohemian Rhapsody suggests that even if he believes that he's a fantasy judge, he's obviously remembering his past life.
Wait a minute. The bloody hell's Queen.
What? Why did I suddenly remember that so vividly?
Mama.
And yet it's so prominent in my mind, like it's always been there.
I feel this pressure. Under pressure.
I feel as if I am under pressure.
down on me. Pushing down on me.
Oh, if these
And this
thoughts.
sudden urge to grab a Hoover.
And
Wearing a
you could
tight-
say, and I feel
You could
like
say-
these thoughts, nothing can stop them now. They just keep.
You could
flowing.
say
having
there's
such a
no
good time.
way of knowing what this world is about.
Oh dear.
Radio Gaga.
What is a radio? And why is it Gaga in my mind?
Oh my god. Anyway,
I don't understand. What does all this mean? What's an ink?
A Labrelum.
A Labrelum.
Is that like? Did you mispronounce library?
I don't quite
We were going
understand.
to initially research unobtainium, but then decided that sounded too stupid.
I don't quite understand what I've just heard.
Yeah, me neither, honestly.
I do not blame you. I suppose all the townsfolk are just as confused, judging by the babbling noise behind me.
It's a load of rubbish. You fraud.
load of old
Labyrinthia.
tripe.
Is an artificial town created entirely by me. You are all actually elaborate cyborgs. Built to bring entertainment to guests.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
Honestly, though, I feel like this came out way before Westworld. So, honestly, Westworld ripped off Phoenix Wright.
The original Westworld.
I was gonna say
no.
the original one's like, is it the 70s?
I want to say,
Oh.
Yeah.
Before
Wow, I just got
modern day.
actually.
Yeah,
Wow.
sorry, Taylor.
Actually, I think you're fine.
Actually, the original Westworld series.
Yeah, it was before modern remake of Westworld, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It was after.
Oh, so that
original.
was so that came out when Pete was like 15, I guess.
Cheeky
Will you just
sod.
shut up and read the line?
It was made
But
before
of
any of us
course.
were a twinkle in anybody's eye. Never mind anything else.
But, of course, as artificial as it may be, it is the reality for those that live here. For the past 10 years, I have been bringing the illusion to life by writing the story.
I'm lost for words. It feels as if the whole world has been turned on its head.
Your Honor, it is certainly not an easy matter to grasp this new situation at once. Regardless, I suggest we hear more of what the witness has to say.
Yes, I agree. Let's continue.
However, it
Is
might...
this the bit where this judge is the actual judge from Phoenix Wright who just got caught up in this experiment?
Oh my god, that would be funny.
That would be really funny. Though I might advise that you perhaps keep a pen and paper handy, Judge, because with all of this new information, you're probably going to want to have something to refer back to.
Oh?
I just mean generally. I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not foreshadowing.
Oh, I was worried then.
I don't think I'm foreshadowing, but no, I was just saying, because obviously this is all kind of like, this is like being told that again that actually it turns out that humans don't run Earth and whatnot. Actually, we're just a tiny little speck in a sort of vast cosmic ocean of interesting stuff.
Being hit back and forth by two giant aliens, yeah.
The defense may begin the interrogation.
Thank you, Your Honor, though quite honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm going to ask.
Can't make heads or tail of it myself.
Okay, are we pressing everything?
Yeah, we're just gonna press everything. Hold it! Hey, this is too much! I don't even know where to start!
The beginning.
Labrelum Inc. That's a name I have heard before.
No, you're thinking of the Umbrella Corporation. That's a different
Which,
different
admittedly, funnily, it is a global pharmaceutical company with headquarters in England.
It's your fault! It's the British again!
Do we have Welbert Esker then? Is that what's in ours? Because it's the English
Welbert
pharmaceutical.
Esker.
Instead of it being Umbrella, it's Labrelum,
Oh my
innit?
god.
It's not but it's not run by Albert Wesker. It's Welbert Esker.
Oh my god.
If my memory serves me right, it was founded by Arthur Cantabella, which is a notably not very popular English name, Cantabella. I feel like I've never heard it before. Very strange.
Indeed. That is my true name.
AC, air conditioner. I don't know. Were you familiar with that, Mr. Wright?
No!
Do I look like I'm from England?
Sure, yeah! I've heard of Labrelum Inc. Of course!
Of course, Baker Wright over there. Labrelum Inc. is known for developing a completely harmless anesthetic about 20 years ago. It is now widely used in hospitals all around the world. The company is also working on various other plant-derived sedatives, revolutionizing medicine.
Where have we heard about plant-derived sedatives before him?
Where
You know, with Belduke and the sleeping medicine
right,
and the knocking out of the...
Oh, sorry.
Speaking of taking notes down on paper, Jeebles!
No, but I mean, I wasn't sure if you were like referencing something else
Yeah,
entirely.
same.
I was like going, did that happen in Danganronpa? Like, is
Pete,
that what
I
this
don't
is? Like,
ever reference outside things when we're playing a
Taylor-
game. You should know that by now.
Actually, you do. And also, I wasn't sure if you were referring to a different game that we had played as a group. So, Jazz,
I was being sarcastic.
I know,
because that's what I do.
and I wasn't being sarcastic because that's what I do.
I
Bloody hell, you not being
suppose
sarcastic.
Whoa.
Sure, fair hell.
I shouldn't be surprised by your vast knowledge, Mr. Layton.
Objection!
He actually has very little knowledge.
That's irrelevant. The fact is, just based on the real world we're from... That fact is just based on the real world we're from, not Labyrinthia.
The real world, Mr. Wright? Then, what would you call the world we are in now? Do you think this is a fantasy?
No, that's not quite what I meant.
Mr. Wright, I do not mean to be so rude as to presume I know what thoughts are running through your head. However, Labyrinthia is certainly not a place within a book or in the past. Labyrinthia is a part of the world we know.
Huh? What?
But how can a town like this exist in the real world?
Yeah, and also, how about the book that teleported us into this place? And then how about the flying on the London Bridge and the statue moving? I
Yeah.
feel like there
Now-
are a couple of things.
I'm really, really, really glad you pointed those out because they are the one thing that every time I think about this game and I think back to all of this,
I can't remember if it was ever explained.
Yes, the statue and the witches at the very beginning of the story is the bit that I feel isn't explained, and it kind of is just like, oh, it's a slight plot hole.
Yeah.
But like the rest of it, again, I thought was really good. So
It's like a Scooby-Doo thing. It's like,
But wait, that wasn't me. So you're saying that those statues moved?
they were actual
It wasn't
witches.
me, and it wasn't. And if it wasn't Darklaw, then I guess it was.
ruh-roh, Raggy.
Do you think it's impossible? Why would that be? Are you saying that everyone would know about an unusual town like this if it existed?
It's, it's something like that. Anyway, it would be on a map at least.
Oh dear.
No. I'm afraid that cannot be so.
Huh?
Yeah, because imagine if everyone saw a plane flying overhead.
Yeah.
That's a big bird.
Well, no, they live in the time bubble, Pete. They live in Victorian England. There are no planes.
Oh, there we go.
my
It's come
God.
back. It's come back
It's
full
all
circle.
Full circle.
So yeah.
Some very good tea.
This town is not marked on any map. It doesn't officially exist.
But what do you mean?
We are currently residing in the Earth's core.
Oh Jesus.
Hundreds,
That's why there's fire everywhere.
hundreds of miles underground.
The answer is quite simple. You see, I've used my vast sums of money to dig a large hole. And then I have filled it.
Hold it! The whole town is a research facility?
Yes, this whole area is a private property of.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, actually, at the rate that billionaires are buying up real estate, this legitimately sounds like something Elon Musk would do, so I'm
When
not
you
even going to
think
question
about
it
it.
anymore.
Again, he's saying it's private property of the company, not himself individually. A company can own an area of land.
This whole area is a private property of Labrelum Inc.
So, they own all this land, then?
Anesthetics sell very well. That is why Labyrinthia is not marked on any map, and people from the outside cannot enter. With the exception of you and yours. We have taken measures to ensure that this town is not noticed by local residents, such as walloping them on the head if they grow too close.
What measures are you talking about?
Consider the fact that magic is supposed to exist in this town. Perhaps special mechanisms that were used to create magic also serve to conceal Labyrinthia.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
There are limits to what magic the Shades are capable of producing on their own, after all.
That is the case indeed. The magic in this town is being made feasible owing to the latest technology. And mirrors. Lots of mirrors.
Technology? Tricks? I cannot believe this.
However, there is one question. There is no industry in Labyrinthia. How do you obtain necessary commodities?
Amazon.
They've got these wonderful things called drones. They just fly on in and they drop things off for you. It's mighty convenient.
It's
I'm
Amazonian
gonna be
pride.
honest, guys. I mean, I had a lot of things in mind for the twist. I didn't see this one coming. I'm gonna be honest.
We get it delivered by Amazonian Prime.
Amazonian. She's a very tall woman, you see. Very observant, aren't you?
Amazonian women, in doing so, they can argue that they're creating local jobs. Do you want to be part of the parcel delivery service? Are you a strong, independent woman? Come work for us.
All commodities are regularly shipped in by sea.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What? Sea?
A young man once made his way here on a freighter and took a speller out of the town.
That was Carmine Accidenti, a friend of mine.
I see. But is something on this scale really possible?
You've heard of Seto Kaiba, yes? I have 10 times more money than he does. As you might suspect, it would be beyond the power of Labrelum Inc. to keep a facility this size a secret for so long.
So we hired an Avenger.
So
Scarlet Witch.
I was gonna say so.
Let's say this is some One Division
I was
stuff
gonna joke and say the government's gonna be involved, and yet here we are.
Labyrinthia is a project co-funded by the British government.
Yeah, MI6 will be really interested in all the sort of strange substances they've found here, I suspect.
Yes, the British government was trying to find a new way that they could store their vast quantities of tea. Why they needed a medieval village to do so is kind of beyond me, but I was happy to accept the money.
What? It's a government project? But what would their stake be in this?
It's all because of my beliefs.
His beliefs?
Things were better before television and video games.
By the way,
Yes, Your Honor.
I just wanted you to know that I've been sleeping for the last 10 minutes, and so I don't
Could you repeat all of that again?
what is a research facility? I've never heard of anything like that before.
Well, the two things you must know about a research facility are it is a facility where one conducts research.
What do they do?
They search for things, and then they hide the things again so that they can research for them again.
That sounds a bit
It's like me with magic cards. I put them away so I can research for them
That's
later.
it. It's because you're searching. It's when you search for something multiple times.
Well, seems a bit counterintuitive if
yes.
you ask me.
Oh yes, that was careless of me. Naturally, you wouldn't know what it means. How should I explain? This whole town is my creation.
We know that. Ah, that's what it was about. In other words, it's all your story. Well, that makes it all clear.
Yep, that's okay.
Swing and a miss, Your Honor.
Getting back to the topic. There is an important reason why we have chosen to build such a facility here.
And it's because of the stuff he was saying. The strange, very special substance.
Hold it!
Labyrinthia.
Special substance? What does it actually do?
This area has been isolated since ancient times, developing its own unique culture.
There are underground ruins on the verge of the town. We found writings there, presumably left by the natives of this land. A bell that was supposed to be here was missing. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, no, it's all right. I'm putting things together in my head.
Oh.
So the bell isn't part of this experiment, but it's all right because there's another aspect that I remember.
Don't spoil
And I'm
it.
not going to spoil, but it's how the bell fits in.
Right, okay.
Okay, it's interesting the idea that the bell wasn't part of their experiment.
See, yeah, I can't remember what happens with that
No.
at all.
So, you have seen the ruins. I suspected that you would find them. Then perhaps you have also noticed that everyone who lives here has a very peculiar condition.
Peculiar conditions, eh? Well, I can't just sit here quietly like a patient old man while you're saying such things. Just what kind of condition is it?
Cancer.
Oh,
You have
Jesus.
every
Tumors.
right.
I'm sorry.
You have every right to know. This condition makes people fall unconscious upon the sound of a certain metal being struck.
What?
The Bell of Ruin puts everyone to sleep.
Oh.
Well, sounds like that's a condition Sarah needs.
I guess so.
Metal? What kind of metal?
Pure silver. And so, there is not a single object made of silver in Labyrinthia.
Now that I think of it, that's true. Just imagine what a disaster a fancy dinner would be if everyone fainted whenever they used silver cutlery.
This condition is an integral part of magic.
How so?
All inhabitants of Eldritch Woods carry small silver bells.
Okay. So I was gonna, if he didn't, I was gonna like raise the point, but I'm trying to be quiet because I remember about.
Say no,
because that's the thing, 'cause I don't.
You hush.
Huh?
You hush.
You hush.
No, that's what I mean, because I don't want to spoil it for you. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, there was the contradiction. I was going to raise, there's a contradiction, however. Do you guys remember? But yeah. I see now.
Do you see?
The shades ring the bells when they need to create the illusion of magic. And that answers your question, Sarah, of how did they put the statue there?
Yeah.
Everyone present falls unconscious, and the shades set to their work. Curious,
Yes,
I was going to
the
say...
gold statue, plasticine.
I was gonna say it's curious why the shades aren't affected, but I guess they could just have like earplugs or something. I mean, maybe
I like that one shade is like, I'm gonna grab his butt.
Yes.
Oh! Oh my
timing!
Oh my God, Taylor!
I'm
only
sure
you
it's
advanced the
unrelated, but just the you can't even script that.
What's amazing about that, or what's amusing to me though, is again mechanically it makes no sense. What have we just looked at? Because they've had to use the court sketch goblin to draw everything whenever they've had to flash back. So what was Maya noticing?
Well, true, yeah.
How did he display that?
Oh, look where that Shay's hand was. Right on Layton's cake. So that's the
The secret. And so she's just pointed out about the hand, and then what? Oh, so that's the secret. You grab someone on the butt, and then suddenly everyone falls asleep.
Well,
So that's the secret of the time-stealing magic Dark Lord told us about.
Give someone a goose, and then all of a sudden everyone falls asleep.
Well,
a goose. Why would you give him a goose? What, like the honk honk goose?
No.
Taylor, are you kidding? I
It's
thought you were joking. Are you actually being serious
it's a term
right now?
to goose someone. Is to
I
pinch
was
the...
joking.
For God's sake.
Oh,
Ah-ha-ha!
damn you, Taylor!
Got him. I guess I'd better duck, though, before they try to hit me with something.
It's the only thing I can find that's relatively, like, hitting you with something.
Now that they mention it.
Oh, yes.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Guess it's a good thing I didn't ring that bell then.
Yeah.
Kira had a small bell with her when we saw her back at the marketplace.
We have been researching this condition at Labrelum Inc. And finally, we discovered its cause. It was the groundwater.
Water causes it?
The groundwater contains a certain unique substance found in the soil in this area.
So, if you drink that water, you get the silver allergy thing?
But of course we've been drinking it. It's impossible to live without water.
Of course, that's why everyone who lives here has that condition.
Oh dear.
You needn't worry. This condition is harmless, especially as silver is unknown to the townsfolk. Or it was, anyway.
Something's still not quite right, though. If the sound of silver bells makes people pass out, why don't the shades pass out too?
No, it's like she can read my mind.
Although the effect of the substance in the groundwater is powerful, it doesn't last long. The condition will vanish after a day or so without drinking that water.
It's a very unique condition, this.
Very
yeah,
specific, I think you mean.
that's convenient.
So, like, maybe the shades, they're all down there, they're all like, yes, we just drink bottled water.
No, they drink just pure Mountain Dew. Or they drink Dark Law's Gamer Girl
I was going to say,
Who's to say, really?
See, I was going to say because they're gamers, and then you did that, and I just now I feel really sick.
That substance's effects aren't limited to humans. It's really awkward, really, because the birds will just fall right out of the sky if the bell is rung.
No, but plants.
Huh.
It can also affect plants to a great extent. Though how a plant goes to sleep is not something I can really describe to you.
Yeah.
Plants are affected by it.
Our research was focused on the plants rather than humans.
Why?
What?
How? Hold it! That sounds really scary. Just what is this about?
The substance enters the groundwater, affecting organisms that consume it.
People who drink it daily acquire that odd condition. They fall unconscious upon hearing the sound of silver metal.
Silver bells, silver bells. Yes, although the substance in the groundwater also has a tremendous effect on plants. Plants? Why did I do that? I don't know. Wildflowers in this area contain a certain poison.
Upon my beard! Poison!
This poison doesn't harm the body, so why we call it poison, I don't really know. It has the effect of manipulating the mind.
So it brainwashes people.
Yes, we would have no idea why the government would want that sort of thing. No, sir.
Yeah.
I've been writing the story for 10 years.
The title of the story is Historia Labyrinthia.
The ink I used to write it was made from those plants.
And of course, he tosses it out to all the citizens.
Oh, Nick, do you remember how funny the ink smelled?
That was the gas released when the ink evaporates. And that's where the trick is.
What?
He's breaking the magician's code, guys.
I didn't realize we were watching The Masked Magician. He is
I mean,
masked.
he is
Well,
he
yeah.
is
Yep.
a masked magician,
Yeah.
so honestly.
Those that inhale the gas become extremely susceptible to suggestion.
You mean brainwashing?
No, I said susceptible to suggestion. They will believe anything they are told, or anything they read, however strange or unrealistic.
Like, you are a baker.
I guess Fox News must be using this ink.
I thought you were leaving the politics out, Taylor.
Look. Anyway,
It will be imprinted into their minds as the truth.
So is that what happened in the beginning then?
must have been. They just opened up the book and was like,
Oh. Do you think Carmine wrote the letter with the ink, and then everything that Layton and Luke saw was just impressionable because a speller was talking about witches? Does that explain the beginning?
See, I
then?
know they obviously got the book. They obviously opened the book, and that stuff happened. But the escaping from the witches, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, maybe they
But
just
maybe.
were hallucinating.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Very likely.
Like,
However, it doesn't.
Do you
take-
mean
I was
to
gonna,
tell me
I was gonna.
that car crash? I was literally running away from ghosts.
I was gonna say it
Oh,
doesn't
that's-
make sense why the car was in the tree, but I suppose he could have just hit
Yeah,
something.
I guess that the handprint on that doesn't make sense. Like, I guess to some extent maybe they were hallucinating, but yeah,
I think
some of
to
it I'm a
very
bit
large
like, yeah,
extent.
I'm not sure.
So,
But-
what, Taylor?
No, but yeah, never mind. Go continue.
So, that was the true purpose of the parades. Yep. I don't know what I don't know what we're doing here. Obviously, we're just standing around.
That the guy on the lower right is drawn in a way that really discomfits me, and I don't know why.
The lower right. What about the upper right? Look at his mouth. Pages?
No gorm at all. The ink sucked all the gorm out of him.
Pages of the story, written in that special ink, were regularly distributed amongst the townspeople. It was done so that everyone would be in a state of hypnosis.
Indeed. The creation of a fully controlled town with the inhabitants subject to long-term hypnosis.
That's my research paper.
That was one of the topics of our research.
Then the story that is written in the Historia Labyrinthia...
You could call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, released through the Shade's work, realized. Dang it, Taylor, I saw it. Go away. You could call
You
it.
saw it.
Taylor, could you stop correcting me while I'm trying to read my frickin' lines? You could call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, realized through the Shade's work and the hypnotic effect of the ink vapors.
Is that how it was all this time?
Labrelum used hypnosis to control these people. I can't believe that...
Well, you know.
Oh, Nick. Oh,
You
Nick.
naive little flower, Nick.
Poor little boy.
I mean, if it was the Russian government, I'd have an easier time believing it, but hey-oh!
Sarah's pulling that
believe that
face again.
Dicey politics.
That the government was supporting that! Hold it! Oh, the people subjected to this experiment have been living here all this time?
No, we started with just a few people, gradually getting more and more.
I must say that I am afraid of what the answer to this question might be. But where did these people come from? You haven't resorted to abduction by any chance, have you?
Well, of course not. Every test subject signed a contract with Labrelum.
A contract to have their memories erased and be used like pawns in a story?
Yeah, it's just like a big LARPing camp, really. No, I'm being serious.
The current inhabitants of this town have one thing in common,
They all wanted
other
to
than
be
their
here.
medical condition. They were all dissatisfied with their lives and wanted to start anew, forgetting about their mistakes, forsaking unwanted identities.
Are we
Now,
harboring
there were a couple.
fugitives?
There were a couple that had some children who said, I just can't deal with the crying anymore. And, well, they signed the contract and we needed the people, so they're here and the baby isn't.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
There are more people like that out there than you might think.
I know, I know him, he's me!
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to forget you guys, though.
No.
They've all agreed to participate in our research.
But that's insane!
It's not as unreasonable as you suggest. We give them a new identity, a chance to start their life again. In return, they subject themselves to hypnosis and live in this town as our test subjects. Quite diabolical, I know, but in order for this project to be possible, we suppress their memories of the past, including the memory of signing the contract. So, ultimately, they are not aware of what is going on.
I couldn't agree more. I've got no idea what's going on.
Let me make this clear, Mr. Wright. We do not erase their memories. We suppress them. They will regain their memories of life before Labyrinthia once their contract is over.
So, this place was uninhabited before you started this research 10 years ago?
Oh no, there was a group of people here, but we got rid of them.
We disposed of them.
And you've managed to keep everyone in a state of hypnosis for 10 years straight?
Yes. Although, honestly, I mean, this entire supposition about the condition not being damaging in the long term and the effect of all that, I mean, it's purely speculation. We've only got a decade of research, so it could turn into super cancer. We're not quite sure.
I was gonna say, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not like some sort of proven thing.
Can you really hypnotize someone for that long? I mean, 10 years is one heck of a long time.
I know, it's how long Pete, Sarah, and I have known each other.
It's true.
I don't remember time. I just go, yep, I know him.
No, Pete, you could have stopped at the first 3 words.
Well, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember.
Oh.
It was achieved through the distribution of the story during parades. The ink vapors have a powerful effect, but it wouldn't last 10 years, of course. With each parade, the effect was renewed. That's why the parades took place at regular intervals. That was the true purpose of that event.
Oh, the music's stopping.
What the hell just happened, Larry?
I have been born and raised here. It was a poor, small town, with no industry to speak of, that had fallen behind the times.
Oh God, he really did just get rid of all of them.
Ever since I was a child, I had one friend that was especially close to me.
Yeah.
He was a bright boy,
It's Belduke, yeah.
curious about the world. His name was Newton Belduke.
Sir Newton Belduke? The alchemist?
That would be the one, yes.
So they were childhood friends. Plot thickens.
Oh yes, it's quite a thick plot, with 2 Qs. He had always been interested in the unique natural features of this land. There was really nothing here. But to us, this area was an exciting place worth exploring. Back before my knee went out. And one day, we made an astonishing discovery on the outskirts of the town.
Surely before he took an arrow to his knee, Taylor.
We stumbled upon the entrance to the underground caverns leading to the colossal ruins.
Oh.
Yes.
Whoa! Look at that, Newton! This is so amazing! And this strange writing! I've never seen anything like it before! We found ancient writings in the ruins. Newton managed to decode some of them. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. According to our findings, a highly advanced culture had existed on the land where our little town was built. Some great...
Was it the Garlean Empire?
I was just about to say!
7th Umbral Calamity.
Calamity, yeah.
Some great calamity had befallen the natives, and they migrated elsewhere.
Gotta be honest though, seeing with the colour and everything, I'm expecting if they go further in, will they find like the Shrine of Regeneration and find Link sleeping there waiting to rescue Zelda?
God. Get the Sheikah slate and everything.
That's it.
They believe that plants and water in that area were cursed by an entity they called the Great Witch Bezella. The natives sealed the curse within the ruins and left in search of a new home. And that new home, America. That is all that we managed to decipher.
Bezella's curse.
It was sealed in the ruins, you say? Would that be the Bell of Ruin?
Well, it's really the Bell of Ruins. I don't know when the S got dropped, but you see, it is the bell from the ruins. The Bell of Ruin.
Oh, that's the bell from the bell tower. I wonder why it's got an ominous name like that.
Because it'll be made of silver.
Regrettably, we couldn't get any further information from the writings at that time.
That makes sense, I suppose, as well. If the ruins were made by an ancient civilization who'd been living there, and we can assume that this substance in the groundwater had been there the whole time, they'd obviously live there. They'd drink the water. Then they find the bell. If someone knocks the bell or whatnot, everyone goes to sleep, and obviously it's like, oh, holy crap, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
And then Newton gets freaked out because he knows that tower isn't supposed to be there.
Yes.
So the manifestation of the bell tower is an actual, supernatural event that he couldn't account for.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Maybe.
From the writings at that time, needless to say, Newton and I were very excited by the discovery. I knew it! This place is special. It has some kind of mysterious power. If we could find out what that is, our humble town will become famous. You know what? I'm going to do that. I will unravel the mystery of this place. And I'll grow older than you do by the time we both reach the same age, apparently. And so, Newton began studying the indigenous plants and substances dissolved into the groundwater. On the other hand, I studied economics and management at a university in London. I dreamed of bringing prosperity to this poor, forgotten town. I wanted to change it for the better with my own hands. Meanwhile, Newton had succeeded at extracting a new anesthetic from the local plants.
Was that the anesthetic which led to the foundation of Labrelum?
No, it was a separate anesthetic. It was a separate anesthetic that he just happened to find. Yes, it was a huge success. We made a note here. Huge success, in fact. For Labrelum Inc. And before we knew it, we were making a fortune. And when you're rich, what is there to do but put on a fancy outfit and put on a mask?
And brainwash a town.
Yeah.
It's like a mixture of the Squid... Well, I guess it's Squid Game's been out for long enough. It's like a mixture of the Squid Game billionaire who started the whole thing, and he participated just because he was bored. It's like, I've got nothing else I can do.
We wanted the whole world to hear about our hometown. Alas, fate was not kind to us, as we never realized that dream. Everyone in our town had died.
Oh.
All the townspeople perished.
Huh?
Just what on earth happened to them?
They perished.
Fire.
That does not matter anymore. We purchased the environs of our town. The mountains, the lake, the plains, everything. Then, 10 years ago, having received a financial support from the government, we started Project Labyrinthia.
Burb.
It was much smaller in the beginning. It started as no more than a village.
3 houses doesn't constitute a village, storyteller.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man. Over the course of 10 years, it slowly grew into a town. The population increased as well.
More people were signing the contract with Labrelum. 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 Every time I say it, I just hear it going like...
I mean, I could see it being Labrelum or Labrelum. I don't know. I mean, Labyrinthia, Labrelum. I don't know.
Labrelum. All right. Well, I'll try and remember Labrelum like umbrella. More people were signing the contract with Labrelum. God damn it. More people were signing the contract with Labrelum, slowly increasing the number of inhabitants. Correct.
Pete's like,
It's hard.
I'm going
No,
to try to
I
remember
know,
to say it that
no,
way.
I know, but
that last.
But then it's like in the process of actually saying it in the sentence with the voice, it's difficult for me to do that at times.
Yes. They would sign the contract, be hypnotized and assigned a role, and then be introduced to the world of the story.
Again, I feel like, it's trying to paint him as like, oh, well, he's a tragic guy with, noble motivations and all that. But he still hypnotized a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Just stuck a whole bunch of them in a town. It's like, people
they
would
were-
probably have just have done that anyway.
But they were-
You didn't have to take away their memories.
But they were willing to do it, and it was all about researching this substance, though, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
I guess.
I guess it would skew with the results if they had sort of recollection of
Yeah.
past lives and stuff.
I mean, I wish I could just wake up tomorrow and be in a world where I thought magic was real.
Yeah, same.
Golden Bennett!
Uh-oh.
I have spoken at length. Thank you for patiently listening to my tale. Bazella is the name of a witch from an ancient legend that we read about in the ruins. It is a fictional character, unlike the rest of us, who are very much real. She does not exist, like the Tooth Fairy,
But then,
or Santa Claus, or the
What?
Queen of England.
No!
what? You mean Santa Claus isn't real?
I'm sorry.
Who takes my little teeth away?
But then, magic and witches.
Tasty.
Not this time. It was made up by a writer. Magic is just an illusion, and there are no witches.
All right, so it was a fake. It was all fake. That doesn't make it much better. Why did you write a story where people get killed with magic and witches are thrown into the fire?
I mean, yeah, that is
Yeah.
honestly a
Yeah.
good question.
Yes.
Yeah. You could have made it a peaceful, pleasant world where everyone would be happy.
No, that was not possible.
Is this going to be that sort of that cliche thing again of like people can't live without conflict? It's what drives people.
But why?
People don't like to live in peace.
This is a research facility, after all. We're searching ways to completely control human beings.
Okay, and now the villain arcs.
Oh, there we go.
Like, hang on a second. Excuse me, beg your pardon.
I can't understand why any government would want that kind of technology. It baffles me.
Test subjects need to be exposed to extreme situations. So, we decided on a fantasy setting.
Fun.
Belduke always was a fan of that Dungeons and Dragons. And he said I could wear a
That Dragon
costume.
Dungeons thing. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't go with like a freaking zombie apocalypse or something. If they want extreme situations.
I mean, to be fair,
The government wouldn't have given us the money if they couldn't watch people suffering. We wouldn't have got funding from the government otherwise. In other words, we're running a business.
A buzzy nest.
what? But just what instructions do you give to the people you hypnotize?
What instructions does he give to the people to keep them
Wait,
hypnotized?
what? No!
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we are out of time once again. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching, folks. If you do like what we do, then please consider giving us a like, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and you'll be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday. And in the meantime, we've got plenty of other content on the channel. Why not go check it out, share with your friends, have a binge watch, do whatever you feel like, really.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you again.
Catch you in the next one, everybody.
And remember, while money cannot buy happiness, it can buy you an island where you can make a fantasy setting and hypnotize people, which is to say that money can buy happiness.